What's going on, Brad?
Hey, how you doing,
Hey,
Sam?
man, you look familiar, bro.
Yeah, you probably know me.
Yeah, I do
Anyway,
know you. Where are you from?
I was on another video.
Man, dude. Yeah, you are. Were you with me on a video? Because you look like I've seen you also on YouTube.
Yeah, I've been on YouTube, so let's keep it at that for now. Listen, I'm just here to learn from you. I'm not here to debate. I respect you very highly.
It's okay.
I really like you. Okay?
Yeah, I don't mind. If someone has objections who's sincere, not here to attack me, I don't mind, brother. But
Yeah, I'm not here for personal attacks. I just want to learn. Listen, like,
Go ahead,
I have a couple questions. I'd like to see what you have to say.
All right.
So, like, Matthew, I think it's 4:10. You know, I actually have a Bible on me here.
Oh, and that's why I know you. You're the guy that became the Muslim. I watch your testimony.
Yeah.
I know you, man. I actually reached out to you, man.
Oh, you did? Okay, yes. Yeah, we
on
talked.
your comment section. That's why you look familiar. I did a response to you. You're the guy.
Yep.
Man, dude, it's good to have you, man. I really
appreciate that. And I thank you for allowing me. I feel honored to talk to you. I really do. I just want you to know that.
Yeah, no, don't worry, man. I'm not all that. But yeah, you're the gentleman. Was it on the Dean show?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I met Eddie.
Yeah, that was filmed a couple months ago. Yeah, that was filmed back in September.
Yeah, guys, if you don't know who this gentleman is, he's the gentleman that I provided a very direct critique. He was the campus pastor.
Yeah, but you know, you were right. It's kind of weird how you said that because I got my dates a little wrong. I said 2000, 2008, but in actuality, it was like 2005. And at that point, I was actually a Christian just for 3 years. So I was just really brand new. But what people were amazed with was that I was so on fire. I was leading a lot of people to Christ and stuff. And that was it.
Well, I'll answer all your questions, but after I'm done, I want to know, and I'm not putting you on the spot, I want to answer your questions about Christianity. But I think you jumped the gun in becoming Muslim. You don't know Islam that well, and you fell for the party line. Because if I were to ask you, because you are now embracing Salafi Islam, because Eddie is a Salafi, Sunni, you believe things about Islam that's going to confuse you. You may not know it yet, but I've done the research. But ask me a question about Matthew 4:10.
If you want, we can talk later too.
Yeah. Please stay in contact with me because I want to talk to you even behind the scenes. But Matthew 4:10, go ahead. Let me give you the context. Satan's telling Jesus to worship him, and he says, "Depart from me, Satan, for it is written, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only."
Yes, that's exactly it. You know, and just so you know, I do take notes and stuff in my Bible. You know what I mean? So like I really read my Bible a lot. I want you people to know that. So I have torn pages here. So I'm really intense on my studies. And I take notes. Different colors mean different things. So I don't take the Bible casually. I do take it very seriously.
No, I know you do. You have a zeal, but may God bring you back. But anyway, let's take it to myself. What's the question?
So like I said, it's like Jesus says, you know, worship the Lord your God. You know, Yahweh, your Elohim. So like, why does he not say like worship himself?
Okay, well, because in that context, Satan is tempting him to disobey the Father. So in that context, and if you study the scripture, he's saying no, that he's come to the earth to serve the Father and worship him. But since you quote Matthew, don't quote it selectively, because that same word proskuneo, worship, I want you to go to Matthew 14:33.
14:33.
Just like you wouldn't want me to take snippets of the Quran out of context, but read it in context. So the same Matthew that had Jesus saying to Satan, it says, you shall worship the Lord your God and serve him only, because Jesus is on earth as a man to serve the Father, to become his servant. And I'll establish that from Matthew.
You know, I love that passage. I'm there, 14:33.
Okay, so what did they do to Jesus?
Same thing. They worshiped him.
So if Jesus meant that you are to worship the Father alone to the exclusion of the Son, meaning that you cannot worship the Son, then when the disciples worship Jesus in the context of walking on water, in fact, if you go to Matthew 14:27, when it says, do not be afraid, it is I, actually in the Greek, if you look at the Greek, it's ego eimi, I am.
I am, that's right.
Okay, but what's interesting, if you know your Old Testament background,
yes, sir.
One of the functions of God is that he tramples over the waves and the seas to demonstrate his sovereignty over creation.
Right, and he controls the weather.
Say it again, yes. And throughout the book of Isaiah, one of the names of God is Anihu, which in Greek is ego eimi. This is why even liberal scholars who are not Christian will tell you this is a theophany where Jesus is unveiling his identity as Yahweh in the flesh, because he says, I am, do not be afraid, an echo of Isaiah 43. And he's trampling over the seas, demonstrating his power over the seas, that he has the ability to authorize you to trample the seas as well.
Okay.
Now, do you agree, by the way, because you said that when you read the Bible led you to Islam, will Islam allow you to worship Jesus as God's son and call Allah your father?
No, because you don't say Bismi Isa, you say Bismi Allah.
And can you say Allah's my father?
Can I say, well, no, they don't call him father in the Quran.
So the very verses that you read that supposedly led you to Islam shows that you should have never been a Muslim, because Jesus is saying that that God that he came to serve is his father, and Jesus is the son. So I'm still wondering, how did that lead you to Islam when Allah is not the father of anyone? Jesus is not his son.
Well, I'm just more like not like trying to seek it by titles. I was just a man trying to seek truth. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I was seeing it. I'm not really worried about.
What I'm saying is, because in your testimony, you said, forget Paul, even though the Islam confirms Paul, which they didn't tell you, but that's okay. We'll get there. You said, just study Jesus and you'll worship the God of Muhammad because Muhammad brings you to Jesus. That's what you said. So I want to know how, for the life of me, you read Matthew 4, where the point of the temptation is to show if Jesus is truly God's son, who's in perfect obedience to the Father. And the same Matthew has Jesus being worshipped as God's son, all of which the Quran contradicts. So how can that bring me to Muhammad?
Well, it's just kind of like, I was thinking that Paul is like a development at a different kind of Christianity, like in the historical level. You know,
yeah, well,
so
forget Paul right now. I'm going by what you said, the Gospels.
Yeah, just the four Gospels.
And I got more verses. I'm not trying to change the subject. I just read two statements where Jesus says that the God that he serves is the Father, and he's the Son, and as the Son he's worshipped, none of which the Quran agrees with, and yet you exhorted people in your video. Just read Jesus, and you're going to see that the God of Jesus and Muhammad, same God, and Muhammad brings you Jesus. No, it doesn't. It actually brings me further away from Muhammad, because Muhammad said Allah's not the Father, Jesus is not the Son. So how can I take what you said and that result in me becoming a Muslim?
You know, I'm going to be straight up with you, okay, Sam? You gave a very good argument with that passage. I don't know what to say to her right now.
Okay, good. That's fine. I'm not pressuring you. You don't need to. Let me give you another one where Jesus worshipped. Go to Matthew 21, 15 to 16.